Hey guys, this is the Speaking Code podcast. I'm Code, Conspiracy of a Dead Man. It's just going to be TBD and myself tonight. I think we're going to go over a few things. I'm going to show TBD kind of how to kind of do your own research when you're looking stuff up and looking into things. Um, and then we'll just touch base on a bunch of like little random uh, conspiracies that are going on lately, and a little bit more of stuff that's going on more mainstream. So we'll get into it.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweigh the dangers which are cited to justify it. There is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. I am not asking your newspapers to support, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. To the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
Introducing first, in the dark purple corner, we have the reigning, defending, Speaking Code podcast champion. Got TBD, Theodore Dynamite. Sorry, did the little soundbite for you.
Oh, I love it though.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh man. So how you been? Sorry, we already talked for like an hour, so we did our we did our what's in your cup, but we'll continue.
I've been good. And yourself? I'm just taking life day by day.
Yeah, same here. Just trying to slowly get back into the swing of things. I feel like I just like sneezed or something. I'm like, oh, now feel like I'm all nasally and stuffed up.
Uh,
Hopefully,
haven't been nasally, but have had a lot of really dry nose lately.
Ugh. Dry nose.
I think it's from the weather going up and down and the heat constantly running.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Yeah, man. So other than that, everything been good. I heard you got a new puppy. Not by choice.
Yeah, not by choice at all. If anybody's looking for a dog, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll FedEx her to you.
Follow his OnlyFans down below. Link down below. DM him. It's going down in the DMs. Nah, so other than that, man, like have you been paying attention to anything going on in like mainstream or the news or the media or anything lately? Not even media, like news outlet, just in general with the media.
The only one is the one we kind of touched on earlier. What's her name? Kate. I almost said Beckinsale, not Beckinsale. Is it Hudson? Kate Hudson?
Middleton.
One Middleton. Yes, Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
Naming all the celebrity Kates.
Yeah, the Princess Bride. You know.
Yep. That's the only one that's been popping up for me. Well, and of course, everybody's probably heard about the Nickelodeon documentary.
Yeah, I figure we could kind of touch base on that a little bit. What you sipping on? Anything good or just
good old orange juice?
Oh, nice.
Keeping my vitamin C strong.
Fresh?
Concentrate.
Oh, okay. You're like fresh or frozen? Yeah. You're like, frozen. It's not the same as Wendy's. No.
It's not the same as Wendy's.
The other day, I was just talking to somebody about this. Anytime that inflation is going up or it's going to go up, like you could kind of pay attention to certain patterns with like the prices of things, like the prices of things for like Panera bread. I don't ever eat a Panera bread. It's freaking too expensive all the time. Yeah, I'm like, what am I paying? I'm paying $12 for a little sandwich that's like made on bread that I could have made at home. Like, okay.
Yes.
Like, we use an avocado sauce. Get out of here. I don't need that crap. But them and Taco Bell. Taco Bell prices are always so high. And you're like, why is this so high? And then all of a sudden, inflation catches up to Taco Bell and Panera bread. And you're like, holy crap. I wasn't
That
expecting
explains
that. Yeah, I'm like, geez, I remember the freaking little tacos, just like with the lettuce and the cheese, like the little harder soft tacos that were like, I don't know, 75 cents or $1. They probably were like on the dollar menu, right? Back in the day.
Yeah. But now
Now,
I think they're like $2, $3 per taco.
yeah, there's no such thing as a dollar menu. It's like back in the day, it's like not even back in the day. Well, I guess probably, I don't know, 15 years. I guess back in the day is a
That's
little bit longer than I thought.
yeah.
But like, when we graduated high school, I'm like, oh, it's almost 20 years ago. But I mean, I remember going and spending like, I don't know, $10 or something at Taco Bell, or like $15, and like maybe $20 max if you were like starving. But you would get so
Yeah.
much food, and like you would be able to get those boxes and like have like 20 tacos in there for like $20 or something crazy. I remember friends would bring those to parties sometimes, and then we'd be like, "Oh,
Yes.
you brought tacos! Like, this is perfect." And they're like, I mean, I don't understand their cheap Taco Bell tacos or whatever, and they're not a sponsor of the podcast, of course. But but I ended up making some the other day. I was like, oh, I'm craving tacos, and I was like, I just went to the grocery store, got like a bunch of like ground turkey and whatever, and like I'll do ground beef too. But I don't know. I was just like, I'll do a little healthier, especially because I knew I was gonna eat a bunch of tacos. So I ended up making
You
like
can't just eat one.
no, and there's like a trick to it too, right? So you get the 2 packet season, and like I ended up doing like 2 pounds of turkey or whatever. So it's like 1 packet of each. I did like a spicy, hot and spicy, and then I did a 25% less sodium or something. I was like, whatever.
Okay.
I don't need more sodium, I guess. So I just wanted like the generic basic tacos. I was like, got the hard taco shells from the store. I got the ground meat. I got sour cream, cheese, lettuce, and I was good. I get the taco supremes, and I'm like, no tomatoes. I don't need the extra tomatoes. Just they fall off. I don't want more things to fall out of it. Something like the less things to fall out, the better. The sour cream packs it in, keeps the lettuce in it. The cheese is nice and on top, and it's like a nice little treat once you finish the taco and there's just a bunch of cheese that fell out, and you're like, oh, get to eat and nibble on it like a little chipmunk and store it in my little fat cheeks. Not my butt cheeks either, but so I ended up making all these tacos and stuff, and like for me and my family and everything, like my parents, and my mom's like, oh, do you want a spoon? Like a I don't know why I'm making her sound like that. She doesn't talk like that, but whenever I imitate people, I give them a really high whiny voice, and I make them sound like they're annoying me. And then like even my dad, like I'll usually make his voice really deep, even though he doesn't have a deeper voice than me. And then when he imitates me, he makes me sound like I'm Andre the Giant talking real slow or something. And I'm like, I don't have that deep of a voice. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, long story short, she ends up asking me like, oh, do you want the spoon with like the little holes in it and stuff in it, and to put it in the taco? And I was like, no, I already dirtied a spatula, like a little small, like, I don't know, maybe 3x2 or 2x3 size spatula, nothing big.
Yeah.
And I already used this. I was like, this will be perfect for when you fill the tacos in. She gets the taco shell, and then she gets the spoon and goes to pour it in, and it all like rolls on her hand, rolls down the side, kind of makes a mess. Not. I mean, she does it over the pan or whatever with all the meat in it, anyways. But I was like, look, all you got to do is, I was like, scoop the spatula, and then when you lean it in, it's smaller than the actual taco. It just lays everything perfectly in the taco. And it was like the tacos were laced with way more meat than a normal, like Taco Bell taco. It has like that much meat on it or something, and in the bottom, only on the bottom part of the shell. Where mine
Bottom.
was like, my whole shell was like this big, and it was like this much meat, and I barely had enough room for lettuce and sour cream and cheese. But I ate like 5 of those, and then I ended up using like what is it called? I use like refried beans, like a little bit of refried beans with like bacon grease in
Yeah.
it, and then I use like cilantro lime rice. So then this other one I had a like a taco shell, not a huge, it wasn't like a burrito, but it was like a decent sized soft taco shell. And I put like the beans on it as like the base. Then I put the rice. Then I put the taco shell in it with all the meat. I filled the entire taco shell up with the meat, laid it sideways,
Okay.
and then put sour cream, lettuce, and tomato, and then some salsas on it. And I just rolled this whole big taco thing up and crushed it. And it was just, I shouldn't do that with my hand.
Delicious.
I'm like, oh, this is what I was like. That's not how I ate it. I promise. I probably spilled some out first. I eat tacos perfectly fine. Shut up. But
I didn't say anything.
I know. I'm just thinking of the audience, and Chente. He's probably grilling me. He's like, "You're not real." I'm like, "I am a real person. I swear." But
It makes me think of the old commercials with Shaq for Taco Bell, where his
yeah,
head like is stuck to the side from eating tacos, and the only way to get it up is they held the taco to the other side so he could, and then his head would go.
jeez, yeah. So I don't know. We ended up doing that, and like I was like, oh, I was craving tacos for so bad. Like just the generic. I don't know. People call them white people tacos. I call them like Tex-Mex. I'm like, whatever. I
Okay.
don't care. Freaking racists. No. But yeah, it was good, and I really missed the taco days, like just the cheapo taco days. I do love street tacos, like
Yes.
straight up real Mexican
Oh.
tacos. Like I miss
Oh
those
yeah,
from.
those are delicious.
Would eat those all the time. Living in San Diego, every morning we would go. We wouldn't have enough time to eat lunch at my job I was working, so we would just like stop for breakfast every day and just get like burritos, tacos, and quesadillas, and just eat like a giant meal just for breakfast, just so we lasted until dinner time because of how like demanding the job was, like physically.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
anyway, other than that, man, you been doing good? Everything all right?
Everything's been copacetic, sir.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do an episode before WrestleMania, but I would like to.
No, we can give it a shot. I mean, we got 2 weeks.
All right, cool. We got 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, because you're going. So,
Well, I'll be in the area, but I won't actually be
but
like in the stadium.
you're going to
Hmm.
WrestleMania to watch it in
Russell.
Philadelphia. That's gonna be cool. You should try to go see if the steps still have the Rocky statue or if they took it down already.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
I think they took it down, but still could be a
Oh,
cool
why?
experience because
Why,
they said
Rock?
he's not a
Why?
real person. He's my hero. They're like, he's not real. They're like, shut
Most of
up.
our heroes aren't real, so what does it make a difference?
Yeah, you're my hero, TBD.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, yeah, man. Well, I think that's good enough for our what's in your cup, and we could speed this along too. Like we don't have anything set for tonight.
Okay.
We just kind of wanted to show you guys some stuff, but so the let me see where to start. Okay, well, how about this? A message from Catherine, the Princess of Wales.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right, let me see. This is Sam Tripoli posted this, by the way.
Okay.
What the hell? Can you see it?
I just, oh, wait, there it is. It's coming in
Okay.
now.
All right, perfect. All right, we'll give this a shot. It's like 2 minutes long. I don't know if
Okay.
there's music behind it. Maybe I'll just edit it out or something, but we'll figure it out. All right.
Okay.
Can you see it? Okay.
I can see it fine.
All right.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages.
Okay. So For some reason, I completely forgot that she has a British accent. I've never heard her talk before. And I was
She's
like,
the
I
she's the
know,
Queen
but
of Wales.
I understand. But I completely forgot that she has a British accent. Okay, sorry. I digress. All right, here we go.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space, and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
Hmm.
So sorry. I'm like,
No, you're good.
I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be like a spoof video or something. Um, hmm,
So she's been gone because she's had cancer. Then.
supposedly. What has happened in the past is that what I've heard. I don't know if this is even true, but
Okay.
that, well, for one, she has a stand-in. She has like a body double.
Yes, I've been hearing rumors about the body double. This is the one that
So
we've been seeing.
yeah, and they showed her they showed the body double with him, and it was like from a distance, you're like, it doesn't even look like her at all. Like, what are they talking about?
Uh,
Um, but here's some. So it's weird because it's like what I've heard is that she has lost like 3 stones in 2 weeks, and
which
that's
equals to how many pounds?
like 50
Oh wow,
in two
50
weeks.
pounds in 2 weeks. That's a
But
lot.
here's the thing: it's like she's been missing this entire time for like months. So it's like then she's coming out and saying like, "Oh, it's from the surgery," but she posted something. I don't know if I have it. Anyway, she posted a picture and was like, "See, we're all fine. It's okay." And it was like
Yeah,
her and her 3 kids, right? But it was like her with her arms around like one of the kids and like the other one of the kids. But then there was like a hand here and a hand here around the kids, but no additional person. And
yeah.
she said that she was working on her Photoshop and like learning how to Photoshop and stuff. And it was like, why would you post that and not like Photoshop? Really? Like it just it just seemed weird. And then
Yes.
here's here's something here. Can you see that?
Yes. This
It
can.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know why they did this, but it
Yeah.
just made me think like, oh, this is interesting. Sorry, I'm like trying to move my mouse
It,
over to the wrong screen.
it has they clone Tyrone vibes.
It has what?
They clone Tyrone vibes.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Um but the stuff that I've heard is like, all right, do you know about the Princess Diana conspiracy at all?
Oh, where she was killed.
Yes. But there's more in depth to why she was killed. Well, for one, it was like I think her husband was having an affair, but she was having an affair too. But with
Uh
with the son, the Prince William guy, I guess with this
huh.
lady, they said that he's been having an affair with this other woman and got her pregnant. And that's why Kate hasn't been around at all, because they want to get rid of her because he wants to actually he likes his side piece better. So he wants to actually
Oh.
stay with her and stick with her. So I don't know. I mean nobody's ever going to know. But so that was interesting. And then the thing that's very interesting too about the Princess Diana portion of it, um Princess Diana supposedly was impregnated by somebody else and was going to leave her husband. And I think the guy was like Middle Eastern of some sort. And
Okay.
they were like, there's not going to be like a brown baby born into this family. And
Uh,
there was like more details on it. It's in one of the conspiracy books that I've read and stuff, but it's all like out in the
okay.
public, but nobody ever talks about it or knows about it. Um,
It's funny you say that because there was this thing where people were trying to dispute how like Meghan Markle said there was like racism towards her, and that
yeah,
they actually said that to the one she's married to, that they were worried about what the baby was going to look like if him and her ever had kids.
yeah, it would look like freaking Blake Griffin, but shorter.
So it's
So
kind of funny that you say that because there's been so many people from the UK or that were close to people in the royal family that have come forward to dispute that and go, no, there was no racism. No one would ever say that. But then you're saying Diana may have had a Middle Eastern, well, he wouldn't be a mistress. Well, we'll just say mistress, even though I don't know what the term for a guy is.
mm,
And they were worried
yeah,
about the baby coming out a darker complexion.
would he have been a Mister?
See, I don't know. No one ever gives the guy a name when it's the
Yeah,
woman cheating with the guy. They always give like the woman a name.
yeah, he's a player.
So if a guy, he's a player. But
um,
she had a outside suitor.
yes,
Ooh, a
and then
concubine.
oh, a concubine. Yeah. So and then so let me see how to bring this up. All right, yeah, I'll go into this. All right, um, so what happens is whenever something comes up in public, or say you're talking to people from work or whatever the case,
Yeah.
and you tell them, "Oh, I did my own research on this." Like they're like, "What do you mean you did your own research? Why would you do your own research?" And kind of like dumb down the idea of you looking for the truth in things.
Yes.
And it's almost like, why did you read? Why are you reading into things? Why are you reading? Somebody else has already done that for you and they're providing the truth. Like here's the truth. Here's what's actually really going on. But when you question certain things and the truth that's provided to you doesn't make much sense, um, it's okay to like look into it a little bit more. But
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
but the issue with that is when you tell somebody to look into it, do your own research. You know, if you're talking to a normal person that doesn't understand any of the stuff that we're kind of into, they're going to be like, well, I Googled it. You're like, okay, well, why did you Google it? You know, like, um, Google will take you into a different direction. Google will take you through an algorithm. Google will show you, like, and I'll show you this too. So right now, this is called Brave. Brave doesn't track um, any of your stuff. See how it says like trackers and ads blocked? That's
Yes.
42,162 bandwidth saved, time saved. So like all of the stuff that I used Brave, or it used to be DuckDuckGo was another company too. DuckDuckGo you can go to, and it was a very unbiased search engine. So it was
Okay.
like Google, but you would DuckDuckGo it, and instead of like Google it.
Mhm.
And then Brave does all of this stuff, but it doesn't share any of your information and stuff. You could save passwords. You could still do incognito. You could do all that stuff, you know. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how this would work compared to normal
Using
Google.
Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like for example, what would you search for, like conspiracy wise? Is there anything conspiracy think that you would consider looking into right now, or that you're curious about? I guess right now.
Mm, uh, hmm, there's so many.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna
Oh,
put in. Okay, go ahead.
no, you can say.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say then. In the one of the things they're putting in our foods. That's one of the conspiracies I've been trying to dive deep into lately.
Things that they're trying to put in our foods, like the bugs,
Yes.
or are you talking about like the shots? Instead of getting it for yourself, they put it in the food now.
Oh, that's a new one. I was just talking about like you know how they say like additives and preservatives and like what's exactly in those and
Mhm.
the steroids that they feed some of the animals that we
Yes.
end up ingesting. I was thinking more along those lines, but what do you mean that they're putting the shots in the food?
uh, okay. Let me see. Um,
Yeah, you have piqued my interest there, like
oh my gosh.
uncharted territory.
Oh, all right. So let me see. I'm gonna put this in. Um, now I'm gonna put. I'm gonna remove this one. Okay,
Okay,
and I'm gonna put Google. So I'm gonna just show you the difference. Okay. So
okay.
all right. Can you see what that reads?
Oh,
You don't have to
kind of
read it.
small, but
You don't have to read it.
oh, okay.
I'm just saying this is what it says. Okay. Um, but then you go down. So the first thing for it is the NIH, National Institution of Health, National Institutes of Health. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then the next thing is health feedback. It was a Tennessee House Bill HB 1894 isn't evidence. So they're saying that it's not evidence that they're actually putting it in the food. And then you got AP News Fact Focus. Shots are not in the food supply. Grow and eat your own shots. I should say flaxseed.
Uh,
Emerging trends of edible flaxseed therapy. Um, and that's from 2022. Edible flax seeds. Um, they're going to use this type. So like it's it's very. I'm surprised they're actually showing this stuff. I mean, you could just Google it and it's coming right up. Okay, so anyway, well, I'm shocked about that one. All right, so what I was going to show you was, wow, I'm actually very shocked that didn't. They just showed it all.
Well, maybe because most of the articles were saying it's not proof. If the articles were going along with saying it was in there,
Yeah. So
listen, these articles are debunking it. Maybe that's why they're still letting them be up.
yeah, and what's crazy too though is like the summarizer summarizes all the different links that they're putting out there, and then
Okay.
you have. It's almost like wow, these are fact checks already. So the first two
Hmm.
things pretty much on this. Wow, usually the other way around. Maybe it's a different type of.
Could be.
Wow. I'm very shocked. Usually Brave wouldn't have all the fact checking stuff and all of like the false evidence and blah 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 first, but Google had all of the stuff saying that it wasn't false at the beginning.
Hmm.
And then Reddit, you could find a lot of this information on Reddit and stuff too. And people look, well, they'll just post TikTok videos and all this stuff. But Tennessee put a ban in that what they have to do is they have to show that they are putting that in. They pretty much have to show like on a sticker that the foods that people are buying have that in there.
Okay.
So Tennessee isn't saying that they cannot put that in your food, but they have to be able to notify people that it is. Almost like if it's organic or non-organic.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's all for that one, I guess. That one was a tough one. But that didn't go with what I was saying because it almost showed that Google worked better than Brave. But then let's do DuckDuckGo.
Go.
We'll try this one real fast, and I'll put the exact same thing in this one. See what it says differently. So here's what DuckDuckGo looks like. And the majority of the people that are into conspiracies probably already know about DuckDuckGo. We'll do this one. We'll just go from here. Fact check. So they put the fact check first, where Google didn't have the actual fact check first. But it also says how the flaxseed became a factor in the sale of meat. And it looks like they're talking about it being more in meat than the actual vegetables. But I've heard it being put in lettuce and like different types of
Really?
vegetables. Yes. So like you could have a salad. And the guy that was talking about it, his justification was like, well, wait, what if there's too much? Like, what if somebody say you have a salad, but you don't weigh as much as somebody else, or vice versa, or whatever the case. It's
yes.
like, or can you overdose?
So then the dosage would be off.
Yeah. So it's like, why would you put that in this? Your dosage will be off. And not only that, but like, can you overdose from it? Or I don't understand how they're doing any of that stuff. So
those are important questions right there.
So that's very strange. Here's another one that I like to do. I like to use just an idea. This is more for videos.
Okay.
But they have like, it's weird because they have political stuff on there. But then they also have we could look up trending. Okay, well, it's like the British Royals and the reptilians. So some of the stuff is like conspiracy stuff that I like to watch. X22 report. He used to be really good. I used to watch his stuff every once in a while. A lot of these people used to be And a lot of people got mad about this specific, I guess, app or whatever service, because they were more freedom of speech. Now,
Gotcha.
freedom of speech is like, like if they said racist stuff, some people put racist stuff on here, but then people would label this whole website as being a racist website. It's like, no, one person or a few people posted racist videos. Like, that's all they like to post. And it's like they
Yes.
didn't get taken down or banned because of freedom of speech. So, but there's and it's like I don't go on here for racist videos. I don't like racist people. I'm not a racist. So it's like, and like I'm not into those type of people and stuff. But if you want to look into stuff or look into videos or find movies or not movies, but find documentaries that you've seen on, like,
Mhm.
find it here. Usually you can locate certain videos that were on there and no longer on there. Like, this is like, here's the Kate Middleton actual video, but it says it's decoded and it's only 23 seconds long. So it's like
Huh.
that. I mean, 23 seconds. Trying to think of who else. But I mean, I post our podcasts and stuff here too, the videos of
Yeah.
it. So it's like, this is just another backup area to find our podcasts and stuff too. Like, I think we even did this video. This one might be like our biggest video on here, actually. It's, the one about Malachi Black.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it posted it twice for some reason. So it's got 81 views and 82 views. And then here's
Okay.
one where it's like I guess his mixed tag match. But I think it's from a video. It's from the video game, but it's got 44
Ah,
views. Yeah, that's the short video we did. And I don't
okay.
know if these are some entrances that they did for the game, but I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is his debut match. So it's like, there's not much stuff. There's only 7 things about him, but people have come here to look into Malachi Black, and they watched.
Hmm.
This might be one of our highest viewed videos on YouTube. And then, like, we post all our podcasts, but for some reason, some of the episodes post twice. So like, we got 43 views and 62 views. The Dogman one posted twice. So I don't know why that happens.
I couldn't say
Very
why it happened either.
There's that one. So I just thought that
Oh,
was kind of cool.
I came right back as I was leaning in to look.
Yeah, you're like looking real close. All right. So there was just a couple of things I wanted to show you about.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Here's how we'll do it. Okay. I
Okay.
will show you something, then we'll look into it.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So Bohemian Grove, it's in Monterey, California, is a restricted 2,700-acre campground at Bohemian Avenue, belonging to a private gentleman's club known as the Bohemian Club. In mid-July each year, Bohemian Grove hosts a more than 2-week encampment of some of the most prominent men in the world. So this had like presidents, this had like world leaders, these had politicians, they were like rich
Uh-huh.
people, like rich elite and stuff. And there's no question that this place actually exists, you know. Alex Jones went there, and it says where rich and powerful men go to misbehave. And this is from the Washington Post back in 2011. Alex Jones went there, and he infiltrated it and secretly filmed it, right?
Okay.
So when he did that, he released some videos of what was actually going on there and stuff. Well, there is this one now called Belizean Grove. And
Easy.
yes, and what it is the exact same thing for women.
Oh,
So it's like, wait a minute. Some of the people that have gone there is Beyonce. She's a part of the Belizean Grove, so she's a part of
okay.
the community. Um, and there was somebody had pictures of who the people were, but it says the Belizean Grove is a global constellation of influential women who are key decision makers in the profit, nonprofit, and social sectors who build long-term mutually beneficial relationships in order to both take charge of their own destinies and help others to do the same. The key purpose of the Grove is to bring members together to provide insights and better understanding of the complex issues of the world is facing and to share expertise in looking for solutions and contributions we can make both as individuals and as community of trust. The Belizean Grove achieves its purpose by engaging in educational programs, mentoring programs for rising stars, and
Okay.
giving back to the communities in the U.S. and countries we visit through vision, value, and resources. So there's that one, and then that is their welcome page, and then they also have like a history. I'll show that real quick. I won't
Mm-hmm.
jump on this too long. I think this is okay. The history of the Belizean thing. All right, Super Bowl weekend of 2001. Susan Stopberg and Edie Weiner, and 25 other regional members created the Belizean Grove, a global constellation of influential women who are building long-term mutual beneficial relationships to both take charge of their own destinies and help others do the same. So here's what I am going to do. This is the real-time searching and real-time
Okay.
figuring out. So history of Belizean Grove. So I am going to put Belizean Grove. I'm gonna put original members created the Belizean Grove. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do Brave or Google, whichever one you recommend. Original members who created Belizean Grove. Members.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba.
Okay, so anyway, with the Bohemian Grove, some of the people that have went there included Clint Eastwood, Henry Kissinger, Walter Cronkite, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and Charles Schwab. My dogs are going crazy. Can you hear my dogs through here?
Yeah, one of them.
It's Canella. She's a turd burglar. Okay. So one of the people that was a part of it was Sotomayor. She was like I think she's a judge, a federal judge. I didn't have anything there.
None.
Okay. So it's saying that some of the members have included former General Service Administration Administrator Loretta Doan and U.S. Army General Anne E. Dunwoody,
Okay.
C-suite executives from Goldman Sachs, Victoria's Secret, and Harley Davidson also belong to the Grove, as do some ambassadors. Other business leaders include Mary C. Pearl and Christine Toretti. Now, I don't know these names, but they own a lot of bigger things. Like, I don't know the owner of Harley Davidson or like Goldman Sachs or like who is like top people from Victoria's Secrets or GSA,
Okay.
General Services Administration. Like, I have
Yeah.
no clue. But Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor is a former member of the Belizean Grove. She resigned membership in 2009 after Republican senators voiced concerns over the group's women-only membership policy. So, which is weird because there could be a men's-only membership policy. But what's crazy is like the amount of people that are a part of it. Like one of their guiding principles or something was like they want to make the first woman president.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton is a member of this. Beyonce was a member of this, and I don't see anyone else that I could remember. And then they have like a mission statement and stuff too. But if you go to their website, they have a bunch of stuff. They have a bunch of stuff. Okay, so all right, and then I just figured we can get into some fun stuff. Maybe just keep it. I feel like I beat a dead horse with breaking that stuff down, especially when I was trying to show it and it didn't work the way that I thought. But let's get into it. All right, vigilant.
Let's get it on.
So I thought this was kind of funny. Me trying to figure out how to explain a psyop like COVID-19 to someone who still believes the official version of 9/11. So it's like, oh yeah, I totally get that. Give that one a like. And a retweet or repost, whatever. Anyway, so there's that one. And the Nickelodeon thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The,
and then,
the dark side of Nickelodeon? No.
Is that
no,
what
that's
it's
not
called?
what it's called. I was trying to remember the name.
Of the dark side.
That's how
You're thinking of the dark side of the ring.
Well, it almost would be the same principle.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to show you too was, that's too long. I'm not playing that. But Diddy, P. Diddy?
Yes.
His lawsuit thing. It's like the Diddy lawsuit opens up a whole new angle on Michael Jackson's death and life story. The more you look into the music industry, the more you see this weird pattern. Everyone who steps out of line and starts speaking out about how artists are treated, about how executives manipulate the industry and abuse their power, every one of them are slandered, smeared, and sometimes even suicided. Probably all coincidences, though, right? So
They would want you to think so.
Yeah. So the one thing about that was, I'll try to make it quick with the Michael Jackson thing and like the P. Diddy thing. But P. Diddy, his bodyguard was the exact same, or bodyguard or security was the exact same guy that was the security for Michael Jackson when he was dead, when he died, like during that exact same time period. So it's like they don't know if Diddy had him. So
had him killed.
Unalive. No, yeah, who knows? I mean, that doctor was there that did that same treatment or procedure over and over again for him, but then all of a sudden he makes some overdose or something. And it's like maybe the security guard knew about it. And I don't know if the security guard is still alive to talk about it today. He might be gone too. All right. And then here is the Nickelodeon thing that I was going to mention. I'll show a couple videos and then we can dip out. Sorry, this is way longer than I thought. But there's definitely a lot more like empty noise I'll delete and stuff. Did Dan Schneider sexually abuse Amanda Bynes, get her knocked up, and force her to get an abortion? In 2017, Amanda Bynes allegedly posted this from her Ashley Banks burner account. Can you imagine having an abortion at 13 because your boss impregnated you? Committed because your father touched you? Amanda's boss was Dan Schneider. He discovered her and created The Amanda Show, which she starred in at the age of 13. Now read my post below about the allegations that Schneider also sexually abused Jamie Lynn Spears and got her knocked up. Jamie Lynn revealed years later her team also tried to convince her to get an abortion.
Wow, even her team.
Yeah, the producers of the shows or producers old enough to be her grandfather. The item also said that new boyfriends were being lined up. 2 months later, a 16-year-old Jamie Lynn Spears announced she was pregnant. She told OK Magazine the father was Casey Aldridge. In 2031, Jamie Lynn, 2031, that must be 2021, revealed she was sent to a remote cabin in Mississippi with her mom, Lynn, and forced her mom, Lynn, and forced to deliver her baby, Maddie, in private. She was even allegedly banned from contacting anyone from the outside world during this time. In her
What?
2021 memoir, Things I Should Have Said, Jamie Lynn claimed that her parents banished her into isolation because she'd refused to have an abortion or give her baby up for adoption. She wrote, everyone was certain that termination would be the best course of action. Everyone around me just wanted to make this issue disappear. In 2012, an anonymous person wrote this on Crazy Days and Nights, allegedly about Dan Schneider and how the Spears family and others were paid a settlement to keep quiet about Schneider's alleged sexual abuse. He's a monster, the worst predator alive, and if you wonder why nobody will confront or charge him, he's in charge of multiple hit shows on Nick, which rakes in oceans of money, tens of millions of dollars multiplied by many years and many shows, not to mention his merchandising merchandising royalties. So Viacom Nick warned him to cool it, then pay for his damn lawyers. Says, what about the parents? No tweener parent who shoved their kid into the limelight from birth is going to cross him either and risk career suicide and loss of revenue and residuals in future career, no matter how bad it f's up the kids, especially if there's multiple kid actors in the family and the kids' agents are complicit too. Just ask the Spears family. A lot of the settlement get paid out of the Viacom's accounts. It's not a stretch to believe the Spears parents would take money to stay quiet. They're monsters who destroyed Britney for their own financial gain, which I detailed in my Slave Princess documentary below. Ooh, so there's a Slave Princess documentary. It's an hour and 7 minutes if you guys want to go look up Slave Princess. So that's kind of cool. Like, as we're live, we're finding new documentaries that go into a little bit more of this stuff too. So that's kind of cool, right? Let's see. I was going to pull up chemtrails, but I don't think that we need to do that.
Okay.
And then I'll just play a couple videos.
Video.
So, or I'll show a few things. So David Weiss, he posted this. I was just talking to some people about this the last few days this week with chemtrails and stuff. When you look up in the sky and it's like bright blue, it's like, wow, you finally have a bright blue day where we live. It's never freaking sunny, right? Then you finally have a day, and when you look up, you see nothing but crazy jets. And I had my buddy send it to Chente earlier. When we were driving home from work the other day, but it was like a big X in the sky, like two jets crossed, and they had like a big X, and I was like, "Look, DX." Yeah. It's D-Generation X.
Generation X.
It's like after the fireworks go and stuff. It's like they're still there, but anyway, but after you see that
backwards like Benjamin Button.
Yeah. But then when you see that, then you go to the afternoon one, and the afternoon one is still there, but it's slowly spreading thicker and thicker and thicker. And then where it has the evening one, I've been experiencing this personally, was I'm not really worried about the midday one, Usually I
Yeah.
see the midday one at night or in the evening when the sun starts going down at like sunset, right? So then
Okay.
it looks like a really pretty sunset because like you have all the different cloud, like all the different colors of these chemtrails at night. You're like, oh, that's really nice. But then that night, the clouds get really, really, really wide, and then they become clouds. And then the next day, this is usually how it looks the next day. And it's like super cloudy and super muggy, or it starts to rain or snow. And people are like, this is when it gets me is like, people are like, oh, do your own research. That doesn't make sense. Like, that's not chemtrails. That's contrails. It's condensation. And then you tell them, well, there's also this thing called HARP, and they control the weather. Why would they control the weather? It's like, well, think about it. If they could create cloudy days, you become more depressed when it's cloudy. When it's nice and sunny out, there's so many benefits of being out in the sun. You get natural vitamin D. Like it's usually warmer. Even if it's not that warm, it's still cold. You going outside
Yes.
and it's cold, it's like the sun being out makes you feel happier and makes you feel good. Where if it's cloudy and gloomy, you're like, oh, I'll just stay inside, And I think a lot of things is the sun can make you feel better and healthier, and
100%.
they could easily make you sicker by making the sun go away. So
Yeah, I never thought about that.
yeah, and then I'm gonna play this one. This is one that you sent to me.
People are coming back to their consciousness, sir.
Did you poison the food supply?
Yes, sir. There's no mineral left in the soil.
Are you feeding them negativity on the news?
Yes, sir. War and death.
Social media?
Yes, sir. Gender wars.
Damn.
Racism. It's not enough. They keep coming back. What do we do?
We need to lower their immune systems.
I thought we did that already with the virus, sir. What else can we do?
More poison. We'll put more poison in the crop field.
We used all the
We'll
poison.
poison the animals. And then tell them to eat the animals.
This is why you're our leader, sir. Put the poison in the animals.
Train doctors to not address the cause.
I see where you're going.
But only
the symptom.
So they'll get treated forever and eventually die. And we still get the money.
Sir, what about the people that have found cures for these diseases and are trying to help other people cure these
We'll make
diseases?
it punishable by law to say you can cure disease.
What about the people that know the truth about COVID?
Punishable by law to spread misinformation about COVID.
But sir, that's free speech. We can't pass a law
We'll
like
pay
that.
social media to take down people that
You're
even
a
say the
genius!
word.
He's like, you're a genius.
And it's funny because we have talked about that several times.
Well, not only that,
Wow,
but they're
this-
like, well, they just mentioned we'll poison the food. We'll poison the water hole. There's a snake in my boots.
And think about this: how many cities with compromised water source, and there's no real plan to
Yep.
get them clean water?
Flint and multiple other ones with lead and stuff in the water.
Yep.
Well, not only that, but they put fluoride in the water. And then you talk to these people and they're like, oh, fluoride's good for your teeth. It's like, okay, well, what about toothpaste?
The rest.
And they're like, well, there's fluoride in toothpaste, but there's not enough. You're like, okay, well, then why would you put fluoride in the water? They're like, well, that way babies can get the fluoride. You're like, babies don't have teeth.
If you're only supposed to be using it to clean your teeth and
Yeah.
to help protect them, why would I be ingesting it?
Yes, exactly. And here's the other thing about toothpaste. They tell you to spit it out because the fluoride in it can make you sick. But then
Yes, it says it right there on the packaging.
there's
Do not swallow.
fluoride. Oh, sorry.
I was saying it says it right there on the packaging. Do not swallow.
Yep. And they tell you to spit. So I'm just saying. All right.
And
And
you were
then,
saying there's more fluoride where?
what'd you say?
You were about to say that there was more fluoride somewhere.
Oh, in the water than it is in the toothpaste. But they tell you to spit the toothpaste out because it can make you sick because of the fluoride. But then there's more fluoride in water that you have to drink every day. And I don't know if it works with like filtering. Like if I filter my water every day, like I got a gallon jug I drink every day. I'm almost done. Still have this,
Okay.
but I forgot I had it.
You guys wanted retarded?
Ooh.
You got retarded.
Shame on
Spilled everywhere.
you.
Okay, so I got a couple more videos and then we'll be out of here. I got
Okay.
7. All right, you ready?
That's a lot. I'm ready.
No, it won't be that fast, or it won't be that much.
I'm so tired of people saying that you can't trust Puerto Ricans. They were next to Epstein's Island the whole time and didn't say a peep.
No, I was just messing with you.
Do you hear it?
That's horrible. Yeah, I heard it.
You should show your friend.
Oh,
Your friends from work.
oh, yeah. See what they say.
Okay, and then I saw this on Ninjas or Butterflies. They were talking about, it was on their last episode. I think it was called "Open All the Borders" or something like that. I think it was like episode 81. But they had a clip about Joe Biden talking about some stuff. It was pretty interesting about
Okay.
the roofs with the fires in Texas and Maui. But he
Okay.
said the quiet part out loud.
Fire in my district 2 years ago. By the way, if you notice you fly over in a helicopter, those places with good roofs, they didn't burn. It's right in the privilege. Yeah. So we got to change that. Anyway. We got to cut some trees. We're holding people up in the fire in my district 2 years ago. By the way, if you notice you fly over in a helicopter, those places with good roofs, they didn't burn. It's right in the privilege. Yeah. So we got to change that. Anyway. We're going to cut some trees. We're holding people up in the
He said the quiet part out loud.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then here's where I'm talking about with the Ninjas or Butterflies. Oh, come on.
Clip from President Biden when he was in Texas, referring to the roofs.
These areas that are burned to the ground, you'll see in the midst of 20 homes that are just totally destroyed, one home sitting there because it had the right roof on it.
There's like a sheriff in the background. He just kind of did like one of these like.
Why would he even say anything like that?
I don't know.
Why would you say anything about roofs?
Maybe Joe Biden watches our podcast.
Joe, thank you. He was probably our 1 million subscriber.
Playing devil's advocate, though, what else could that possibly mean?
I don't know. Maybe they have
Flame
home designs.
retarded?
Yeah,
Probably.
that's like fireproof.
Fireproof. Kirk
Kirk
Cameron's house.
Cameron. I heard
Thank
that.
God.
He is fireproof.
Yes, he is.
I thought that was weird.
So that was it for that one. And then
Okay.
The doomsday map. If there's a event that happens on Earth and parts of the world flood, they came out with a map that looks like this.
Oh, wow.
There's this lady on TikTok. She compared what this map looked like to the land that Bill Gates has been buying. She took the map of the farmland that he owns and overlaid it onto this doomsday map. Every single dry land piece was occupied by his farmland. For instance, so California is basically completely underwater, but there's these little pockets of islands. See those?
Yeah.
That little one right there, that's one of his farmland. He did like some little yellow dots where his farmlands are.
Louisiana, Georgia.
That all correlates with like these high points in America.
Yeah.
And around the world. It's super creepy.
So we need to get a boat.
According to this map, we're good. We're gonna almost have beachfront property, baby.
crazy, right?
Yes.
So the
And they were saying high points, so like they're saying like there's going to be like flooding, and all those lands are at a higher elevation to not be affected.
either a higher elevation or they'll become like islands.
Okay.
So here's another interesting thing. On a side note, there are people from China that are buying government land here in the United States. Like,
I've heard about that.
United States land here in the United States, and they're either making it their own farmland or they're going to make them like businesses or like corporate plants, like
yeah,
whatever type of plants. I don't know, not vegetation plants, but like car plants,
factories,
stuff like that. Factories, yes. But if you had a map of all of the land owned by China, and you had a same map with all of the military bases, they're like backyard. Their property is almost touching like
a military
military base. And you're like, why are they even allowed to buy land if they are a threat? We do new. But
That's
anyway,
a good
I
question.
thought it was very interesting. And then I got this video for you.
Cave systems in America. Isn't that not wild?
How is that?
Wake up, people! We talked about the Solomon Islands and stuff, and
Yep.
like the cave systems of like where these supposed like giants live, and I mean just like everywhere, dude. Indian culture, Buddhist culture, they talked about the civilization to escape this mass cataclysm of the flood and stuff. They literally had tunnels or cave systems that went into the earth to the hollow earth, where they would emerge on another part of the planet. It's not a crazy thing to like come up with.
And then, but like, okay, on the flippity flip, we also used to think that the Earth was flat.
Hey, how do you know? This picture.
I like that. The Earth used
On
to
the
be
flippity flip.
it's flat. Oh, still is. Still could be. All right, and then I got the last one. I'll show you.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, what? Okay.
After researching it yesterday,
Oh,
I was so blown away because it feels like this is a great representation of us living in the Matrix. 1913, President Woodrow Wilson was elected. When he was running for president, he was adamant of speaking against the Aldrich Plan, which is the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
But then had a meeting with the same dudes that came up with the Federal Reserve and compiled this idea where it's like going to pretty much be run by private banks, but let's broaden the term to where it sounds like it's a sect of the government, hence the term Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Federal Reserve is not owned by the U.S. government. It is its own private institution. They created money, but the government owes interest on that money. We're so far in debt to the Federal Reserve. I think the amount that each American would have to pay to get out of debt is like $250,000 per American. So we're, in a sense, enslaved to this private institution. They control everything.
Crazy, right?
Very crazy.
We'll do an episode with the Federal Reserve for sure. I definitely want to.
Oh, we definitely got you.
I think we'll have we'll probably talk with business party Scott, aka Biz. We'll have him on because he's definitely into the Federal Reserve stuff. He's looked a lot into it, and I've been finding a lot more about it more recently. Just from that episode that they did, the Ninjas or Butterflies. That one's on episode 81 too, and I think they did like a big portion of it towards the end, maybe like the last like 20 minutes of the show, and they broke it down pretty good. So I was like,
okay,
it's freaking deep. They're probably on here somewhere. The Federal Reserve, World Economic Forum, BRICS, NATO. I think I'm sure they're somewhere in between this red part and this purple part.
Okay.
Watch, I'll be lying their way up here by Satan. Like, oh, I don't know what to do. All right, man. Well, do you have anything to say?
At this moment in time, no, I'm drawing a blank, which is sad.
All right, it's okay. Well, we'll definitely do this as episode 3 of this season.
Episode 3.
And then we'll do another one with
Season 2, baby.
Yeah, season 2. Episode 3. I feel like season 2 is going to be nothing but us on video. So.
It might be.
And way better quality. But do you have thought for the day?
A thought for the day.
Come on, you know this. You know this.
Oh, I do have one. It's unorthodox, but I have one.
All right.
Thought for the day. No words of wisdom. Punch him if you have to.
No words of wisdom?
Punch him if you have to.
Punch him if you have to. Do you punch down or punch up?
It depends on their height. Whichever the more vulnerable spot is closer, that's what you aim for.
For sure. All right, man. Well, hey, this was a nice, fun one. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll definitely edit a bunch of stuff out just to kind of take the time out of it, But
Yeah.
you all right?
Yeah. Ankle crack.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still watching wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I could see the screen on your glasses, so it was almost like that guy where it was like his eyes were closed, but he had the tattoos on his eyes. Did you see that video?
Yes.
Okay.
So it looks like he's awake and watching you, but he's asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, because the only reason why I did that was because the screen was on in your glasses, and I couldn't see like if your eyes were open or not because the screen was reflecting in your glasses. So I thought that was pretty funny. But all right, man. Well, you got anything to say?
Keep questioning.
Hey, taking my line.
Nah, beat you.
No.
Topsy-turvy day, baby. We switched it up on you.
Yeah. You got to put your hand to your one side and make a
That side or that side?
this side?
Which you said to the one side, so which one side? The left or the right?
Yeah, we're gonna put our fingers together and make a deuce.
Nope. Deuce. Wait, is your finger pointed or straight? Because I had mine straight.
I was trying to make it at an angle because like this.
Gotcha.
But I can't reach. Oh, there we go. I want to pull off screen. And you're like, it's the other way now. I'm like, ah. All right, sorry. Okay. Anyway, man, you got any words of wisdom, or that's all you got to say?
That's all I got.
All right, cool. All right, well, since you took my line, deuce. Stay safe, stay blessed. Keep on. You know what he said. Deuce.
Keep on trucking.